If a previous negative experience seems true to you and it stands in the way of your dreams, you ask yourself, is this really the truth, or could I look at it from another angle? Question mark. Could I allow my dreams to could I allow my dreams to come true despite my history? That could be a big reflection or a big ponder propelling yourself forward. You can be in a state of shock. You could be in a state of absence from a person, place, or thing that's deemed very important, as has been impactful for you, and in the face of your history. So you could have shown up from a pessimistic space without realizing. Sometimes people who are truly empathetic and compassionate, they tend to show up guarded, or they can show up like a warrior, like myself, and cannot realize a good thing, or not see it off the rip, or you can even notice that it was a good thing or is a good thing, and still choose to be a warrior, and can still have that thing. My point is, you can still be that warrior and can still have your dreams come true, even in the face of your history that shapes your character to be a warrior. And then I had to start the video over because like 30 seconds in, a bunch of noise was in the background, so I started over. That's why some of the cards are out. The initiation, the rites of passage, that threshold. If you peep this card, this is the space you have. It grooms you into being combative. This is your dreams coming true, back going into there. If you can allow it in the face of negative experiences, so they don't define you. That's needless to say. Some of the most sacred initiation chambers and temples, they look scary from the outside, meaning that if you up and move alone to a foreign space, you don't know anybody, you don't have any friends or family, you have your resources on your back, and you just go. You're divinely led to go. To your family and friends who've known you or know you, even some friends you have established, to them it can look deranged, but internally it feels beautiful for you because it's a walk by faith and not by sight adjacent experience. And this represents a journey that a soul pilgrim, or you could be meeting more soul tribe members. You're required to take these initial steps to get to a more sacred space. But you're chosen to do it. Like an on viewer can look at you like, I could never do that. It's not in my nature to do that. But you're initiated to enter. So you was chosen to get out of the hood. You were chosen to be the superstar. You're chosen to make history in astronomical ways, like astronomical numeric terms, science at a higher velocity, vocabulary at a more extensive pace or rate. Like you're more than average. Like you're made to be the cream of the crop when you've been divorced before with children. Typically, men marry young and fertile women, virgins. That's the point, right? So they can bear children, and you don't want what another man had. But now you're the cream of the crop and you've been divorced with children. So obviously you've been down that road before, but you're the cream of the crop over a young and fertile woman. But it's because you're chosen and you're initiated to do it, is the point. If you could create anything you wanted, what would it be? This is you journaling. You can journal it. You can sketch it. You can create it on a piece of paper. You can start to believe you have limitless possibilities to create in this world. It's something you're doing, you had the heart to do. And what I also see too is some of you could have gotten an initiation letter or a welcome letter because you got accepted into a prestige school. And nobody in your family ever been to college, or they've been to college, they just never went to like a Harvard or a school of a prestige a valedictorian type of reputation. And it's not just your regular community college or your neighborhood college, community college, right? And you accelerate. You do so well with the experience. You're led to stop waiting for the perfect moment. The only time to start creating that thing that is meaningful for you is now. Like, there are women who are groomed, who have higher class in society, or higher status in society, who are groomed to go with a particular breed of men. And there's this woman who was maybe a teacher, or somebody who's not of that upper echelon, like some of those women. They don't have that woman's chemistry. Like, this woman's a teacher or a janitor, or just she works on her own. She's a small business owner. She don't make a lot of money, but she does pretty good for herself by herself. And she has that chemistry with those prestige men that their other families, like the Capulets and the Montagues, even though they were enemies to each other, but they were up in rank with each other, is the point. And the women of those caliber, they're pretty to look at. They're groomed to say the right stuff, but there's like Stepford housewife or Stepford bride energy. They're stiff. They don't know how to be themselves. They were taught a lot of things, but not how to be authentic. And then you catch the eye of this upper echelon man or woman, and it's frowned upon. It's taboo. Like, you can't be seen with that person, or you definitely can't marry her or him, and they're going to do it anyway. They don't wait for the perfect moment. The only time to start creating that thing that is meaningful for you is now. I am sick of sleeping with these Manhattan debutantes. Nothing shocks them anymore. You ever saw Cruel Intentions? That's Sebastian. And he loved Danette. Your inner temple devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. You're called to reflect. You got an opportunity in front of you, and you're sitting in suspense right now. This is giving hangman energy, and you're thinking about the previous experiences that could potentially ruin this for you. Are you going to get out of your own way? You are blocking God's blessings for you. That could be the reality, and that's kind of what it feels like in this message. You could be blocking your own blessings because you allow your dreams to come true despite your history. Some people give up on marriage after divorce. Some people give up on entrepreneurship because the business failed the first time, or the first 3 times. You should still keep going. It's something you gotta look into yourself about. Let me read something about inner temple. So right now you're being the student. You're not the coach or the teacher. Like, you're being called to be a devoted student and tune into your heart. And your heart is telling you, you should do this. You should take a leap of faith. Take a chance. You should pray. That prayer that Moses said when he fled the town. Lord, I am in need of whatever good that you may send down on me. Indeed. Amen. You could be called to develop a regular journaling or meditation, or you show up to your soul with rhythm. You're called to develop a daily practice that aligns with the core part of you, that aligns with not the experiences itself. So you're called to process what that made you feel like, to persevere through it. So it could be in a previous experience, but the sting of it is not a concern because you took the stinger out of it. So it's not dictating your future decisions. It's making you feel nervous. You could have butterflies. Okay? But I will tell you, I'm not sure which one of these I want to use. Maybe this. No. Okay. I got it. Hold up. Use this. You're the star of the story. That's what I feel like that's what I feel like this is. Like, you could have negative self-talk on your side where you're thinking there's better people for this experience. But it's opportunity. Yeah, but the person chose you. So why are you cursing it out? Or this letter of recommendation from a prestige company, or this could be a letter of recommendation that we're going to give you $500,000 in business credit that you can take out to fund your business moving forward. You just have to work on owning that that's your space. Not feeling like because I went through identity fraud, nobody's going to take me serious. That hurts a lot because it can mess your whole life up over something you didn't even do. 9 of Wands. So you've been struggling. This has been a concern for you for a long time with the 9 of Wands. That initiation, that good fight. You're tired, but you're still fighting. That rites of passage. You might be connecting with the right people at this point moving forward. The Star, you turned arrogant by way of negativity and pessimism. All I have is me. That negative self-talk. That's not okay to do that with that 9 of Wands. Like, that's something you don't even realize it in yourself. You almost said the wrong stuff that could curse your whole life. You almost made a mistake saying the wrong things over yourself, over your well-being, over your process. Like, you have every right to respect the process. Respect it, even when it's blowing up in your face, or you feel like it's blowing up in your face. Knight of Wands is on the bottom. It's like whatever you say, it happens. It's potent. It has potency to it. So you don't realize your own star power is what it feels like. If you say the wrong thing, you can accidentally bring that into fruition. I feel like you should change hats. Like Lilith-wise. Change hats. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You feel insecure because truthfully, your business could have got attacked, your marriage could have got attacked, your family dynamic is attacked. You feel like it's cursed. You feel like you could have come from a royal bloodline but has an ink stain on it because somebody cursed it, or they let the wrong people in and they cursed it. It's integrated in it, and you feel like it's watered down now. You feel like only you're the only you're the only one who seemed like they want to make a change or want to make a difference. This speaks in family, business, or even in love. You run away a lot with that Knight of Wands spiritually. You follow your moral compass a lot, but you also have the negative experiences are proven to be a little bit potent, and it's showing a little bit of a detriment because you got the Knight of Wands was the first card out, and you got the 9 of Wands was the first card out, and the Knight of Wands was on the bottom. And you have a strong spark, like you have magnetism, you kick ass in hindsight. So now you're starting to look at things from a different perspective that is catering to a previous negative experience where you might be assuming access in a way that's cursing you, that's going to accidentally curse you. But it's like, you know how it is, the worst of it hits you real hard before the best of it comes with this initiation card. I'm really proud to see this card because you right in the thick of it, where it's like, you see that little snake right there off to the side right there, and it has a book or something. And so somebody could be trying to trick you out your space. Really, it looked like the devil's trying to trip you up and agitate failure. And your faith is being called to question. Or you're questioning your faith. Or it's trying to make you feel like optimism is not an option. Your value is not an option. That's how you know you made it. If you don't have the devil attacking you real hard, you're not doing enough. You like haters. Haters go with the devil. Like if somebody's a hater, you see what I'm saying? That means you're doing something right. They're trying to agitate failure with you. Like, you've been through this experience. You've been married before. You have kids from a previous marriage. Don't you think? Do you really feel like you're the cream of the crop when the man or woman themselves chose you over a young virgin. Let's be serious. You got something. You got a lot of spitfire. You have a lot of confidence. So why are you showing up in reverse? The Queen of Pentacles and the Star is in reverse. Your optimism. This is an attack. Because on the bottom, you see that Ten of Pentacles? They know you're very close to winning. You're very close to your rite of passage. That initiation is, you're in that initiation phase right now. Okay? So you're quickly, it's not even a slow process. You're quickly integrating yourself into a space that crosses that threshold. You see what I'm saying? You see my point? The Page of Pentacles. Embarking on a new journey. You've been at this for a very long time, and it's not in vain. You kept your prayers. You kept your optimism. You kept your friendships group small. You kept up with yourself. I see you going down a checklist. Like, what did I do wrong? Or what am I doing wrong? Or what could I be doing different? What am I not doing enough of? That's where I feel like you're speaking ill on yourself at. The Eight of Cups is in reverse. It's something you won't leave behind, or you're not meant to walk away. You're not meant to walk away. This Nine of Wands represents a person who's been fighting for what they believe to be true for a while, and they're tired, but they're not giving up. Somebody's not walking away from you. And thank God. Because somebody has a vision for you. See, you in the suspense with that Hangman. The Five of Cups. Someone could read you in a way where you don't reveal this about yourself, but they know you have sadness surrounding success, matriarch, monarch energy. You take a lot of pride in your family, your wealth, and your well-being. And when it was weaponized against you, it broke your heart. That's what I see. People who are lesser than, who are haters of you or enemies of you, came in to deliberately make you feel like them. Basically make you feel like them. They can't stop you from feeling how you feel about yourself, but they'll make you feel how they feel. And they were not good enough. They're only worth the lesson. Okay? That previous experience is not getting in the way of your future. See that evolution? This is speaking more of those who attacked you. You could have had a negative mother or insecure mother, a mother who lets her value drain, so much like water or waste spilt in the street. She wasted her potential and her value, and she bases her success, or she bases your success off of what mistakes she made about herself. That's what the previous experience is. So what you're picking up on is you're very connected. I mean, that's the womb that born you, or whoever the mother figure was. Or you come from, you're watching the women in your family lineage and how they were treated, but they were fighters. They didn't give up. With the Nine of Wands, so that's integrated. That's like groomed. You come from that. But you also challenge the status quo, because you're trying not to let that negative experience or that ink stain on your family lineage define your status in society or your status with God. You took a different path quickly, and it worked out for you efficiently because you're the one that's initiated, so you're the one that's chosen to break that pattern. Okay, that's a Judgment card, which says evolution. That says evolution on it is in reverse. And it's on top of that Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Your mother, or the mother figures in your family, They can't teach you what you've come to learn as you followed your spiritual journey in life. They can't come with you. That might make you sad because they don't have the faith and the optimism that you have. They'll just pull you down or hold you back or slow you down. It's time that you take a stand for yourself and walk by faith and not by sight, and stop allowing the previous negative experiences, which is the examples that were presented to you. They don't define you. They're a lesson. So to process that, to persevere through it, in order to take the sting out of it, is to accept it that they're not coming with you. You're led down a different path. Like the way your life is set up and the way the experiences are for you, that's the path less walked by many men. But you're walking it. Because of your negative experiences, you feel like what could be worse than this is worth a try. That's your optimism is there. You're everything the example before you didn't practice. So this is somebody who has the potential of flipping your optimism on its head if you try to hold it all together and take it with you. You're being led to stop doing that. Okay? You're being led to take a different path in life. And on that path, these are not faithful people. These are blatant disbelievers, even if they are your parents. Even if they are examples that were before you. Even they could be poor leaders in business. Like you could have had a bad boss. But they're backed up by a strong name in society. So it's their husband's name or their name, or at one time they were the strongest. They were the go-to person in that field. And now, behind that fabulous cover, you see it for what it is. They're negative. They're insecure. They're deep-rooted insecurities forces them to hide behind a fabulous cover. Because if people saw them for who they really are, they would see that this person has no spiritual capacity. They're very sad and they don't feel good enough for what they have, but they hide behind that family name, or they hide behind that strong business name. That's not you. So they can't. So the route, you could have taken a very humble approach in looking up to who did it before you, because that's only natural when you're trying to learn something new. You look at who did that before you. And it's something about you that makes people want to open up, or you have a professional, not even a professional, a deep spiritual sense of reality where you can see past the two naked eyes. Like you have a strong intuition, you can pick up on body cues, you can pick up on something not being right, regardless of what the name is. And you got to see it for what it is, and you know that deep down in your spirit, you're not like that. So whoever you went to train you is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The Judgment is in reverse. The Star is in reverse, but the Five of Cups is in the upright. And somewhere in your space of loyalty, you don't want to leave the people, that person or that resource behind. You don't want to be the one to challenge the status quo and making that company name. You didn't want to be the competitor that soars past that household name out of some misplaced sense of loyalty. Your cause is to not do that. You're led to be something big, even if it does surpass them, because you're not intentionally trying to surpass or make somebody feel like they're lesser than, but it's not your problem that they feel that way. When you're led to do something different, if you're meant to be the one in charge, I feel like your shyness can slow you, or could be in your own way. You could be blocking yourself from God's blessings, is what this says. And that's the sudden realization with the Tower on the bottom. Is that if I'm telling you to do it, perhaps you fear men more than you fear me, your Lord. And that's not true. That's where your faith is being called into question. So if he's telling you to do something that does challenge the status quo with everything else that's been established with his permission, he's surpassing you. He surpassed your. If you're meant to surpass them, so be it. That's your path. If you're chosen, don't be afraid to be chosen. Don't be afraid to step up and lead. I don't think you're afraid of being a leader. You're afraid of disappointing those who came before you because they needed somebody to hold their hand. The truth is, they just have a fabulous cover. You would have been that fabulous cover to keep them where they're at, and that would have drained you. So you're not supposed to do that, and you're not going to do that. Four of Pentacles, you see? It's a possessiveness or a stinginess. I see stinginess. Someone doesn't want to come off their throne, but you're the only one who can surpass them in what they're doing, to where they're going to have to be humbled in a sense. Figuratively speaking. The Five of Swords is in reverse. They don't want to, what this says, they don't want to apologize for trying to hold you back, because they were doing their own manipulative tactics and trying to hold you back and trying to agitate failure. That's where the devil is busy at, because they're deep-rooted insecurities. The Eight of Pentacles is in reverse. They don't have the work ethic. They don't have your hustle. They don't have your get up and go. There's nothing you can do about that but keep it moving. And the Ten of Wands would have been the burden. That would have been a burden on you. If you would have felt like you could do all you're supposed to do and carry all this baggage with you, it would be stressful. Okay? If you're going to have blood, sweat, and equity, and investing in something is going to be your own. You're not going to keep somebody afloat when they don't want to keep themselves afloat. If they're meant to crash and burn with that tower, if their faulty foundation is falling, if they're made to realize to get out of your ego, get real, whether it's a person, place, or thing, it feels like work, and it also feels like family to me, strongly. It could be marriage, but it can also be bloodline, family. It could be your career. It's something real important like that, where you're spiritually led to just do it. See, the King of Swords, you have the mental clarity. The Ace of Wands is your opportunity. The Ace of Cups, yes, and the Page of Swords. So that letter, so back to what I was saying about that letter of recommendation, that letter from the bank, you know what I mean? And the King of Wands is on the bottom. You have support. You have support. You see what I'm saying? This is somebody who knows their stuff, and they're not afraid to take action, and they kick ass. And likewise, their experience could have been shaped like yours. Some misplaced sense of loyalty would have held them back, and they're meant to be bigger. You know, they could have done business with other people, family oriented with other people, and it's just they always met with somebody who does not match their drive. And you're the same way. So y'all loyalty is going to this experience has shaped y'all in a way where if you could create anything you want it to be, like all your wishes are coming true. You have limitless possibilities to create in this world, because you're meant to be something bigger, and that's God telling you to go ahead and take the chance. Go ahead and take the initiative. Go ahead and cross the threshold. Don't worry about what was. You can still allow your dreams to come true, even when somebody wants to tell you you're being disloyal, or if you love me, you would do this. This person's met with that, just like you're met with that. If you do this, you're going against the family. If you love me, you wouldn't do this. You wouldn't leave me. What am I going to do without you? Bullshit. I'm sorry, but it's bullshit. You see what I'm saying? It's bullshit. They would have dimmed your spirit so bad. So bad. And this Page of Swords could be the invitation. And I like that she has that bird on her hand. You're getting a message. You're getting a letter of recommendation. That letter is going to say something important to you that's going to give you an opportunity that you're going to have emotional fulfillment, passion. Is passion driven? That's love and business. This could be a combination of both. That's marriage and business. That's your chance to have a family. That's your chance to have a business that creates emotional fulfillment for you. And you're knowledgeable in your field, so don't worry about not being taken seriously, because this is accountability at this point. This is the whole reading is shaping up to teach you how to be. Look inside yourself. Go in reflection. Go in deep pondering. Like, look at yourself. Look what you can do. Why would you ever play that small? And you have that clarity, and you're going to take action. There's something about this that you're leaving a lot of depression, a lot of the Great Depression behind. Don't let the economy convince you that your business is not going to take off. That's not your Great Depression. That's the economy taking its lick for what they do and don't do behind the scenes. You see what I'm saying? Simplify, analyze. That tells me that. With the Page of Swords, the due diligence card, it's a contract, it's a license. Go apply for that license. Research your market and analyze your competition. Decide how you're going to make better offers and provide more value than everybody else. You see where you have the competitive advantage, and you're called to simplify your life. Stop wasting time on busy work that doesn't move your business forward. Meaning, put the people who don't match your hustle, leave them where they're at. Complete the tasks that bring in the money first. This is a design of a decade. You see what I'm saying? Because you were surrounded with people who don't have your best interests at heart. You don't have their loyalty like they have yours. Leave them. Align. Stay in alignment with your core values. Don't give up on yourself and your vision for your lifestyle you want to create. Don't be. I know you're scared. I feel nervousness for you. I know you're scared. It don't matter how it applies to you. Marriage, business, I don't know. But don't be scared. The initiation. Yeah. Book clients. Focus on yourself. Focus on booking your clients, your calendar with enough clients to reach your monthly income goal. Focus on who's for you. Who's for you don't pass you by. What's for you don't pass you by. I know you heard that a million times, but it's what's draining you. Look at what's draining your spirit and leave that where it's at. And look at who's uplifting your spirit and go with that. So if it resonates, like, share, and subscribe.